Water. Where would we be without it? Oceans wouldn't be so calm and serenic. Falling from great heights would be much more scary. A large number of awesome Minecraft builds wouldn't be as awesome. Underwater builds wouldn't even exist. Underwater blocks probably wouldn't even exist. Ocean monuments probably wouldn't even exist. Ice wouldn't even exist. Fishing wouldn't even exist. Farming probably wouldn't even exist. Boats probably wouldn't even exist. And desert wells would be utterly useless. Even more than they are now. Needless to say, water is an essential part of survival Minecraft. But that doesn't mean it is always good. Not only do dangers exist in the waters, such as the drowned and the guardian, but water itself can cause much distress to players, including death. Without proper gear, building underwater can be very tedious. Without ample practice, saving oneself using a water bucket can be very dangerous. And because of water, desert wells exist, and are still useless. But even though these things all apply to players in survival mode, one of the worst things water has the capability of doing can happen to any player in any game mode at any time. And all it takes is one click. If you as a player have built anything involving water, chances are you may have misplaced it at one point or another. And if you're not quick about picking it up, that water can get everywhere, causing an egregious mess. This mess gets amplified to the max in one type of build in particular, a redstone circuit, as one misclick can lead to hours of hard mental work instantly going down the drain. Water's unforgiving nature is the main reason why only a small percentage of redstone builds involve it. Even things like noteblock songs hardly ever utilize water, as the risk of flooding is too great. But in this video, I plan on taking this risk to its extreme, as I will be trying to make an entire noteblock song completely underwater. Movement and visibility are much more limited. The chance of flooding is drastically increased, and the hours put in could be exponentially more than if I was building on land. Is this even possible? Will this noteblock song come to fruition, or will the water prove too much? Keep watching to find out. Also, only a small percentage of people watching this video are actually subscribed. So if you end up enjoying this video, whatever, you know the drill. So let's get started by creating a new world and giving it an appropriate name, filling the world with water, load it up, and this next step is very important. Give ourselves night vision. I should also probably preface this by saying I've heard this song maybe 5 times in my life. So yeah, this will be fun. Let's see, this way is south, so that's the way we'll go. Now obviously the main issue with doing things underwater is flooding. Things like redstone repeaters, redstone dust will just vanish away. So we'll probably have to make some sort of case for them. Either that or use an absolute buttload of observers. It might be a mix. Oh, this presents a problem. Water on top of note blocks keeps it from playing. Yeah, it needs air on top of it. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna need just a wall of glass around here, and then what? Something like that might work, but I can't really delay the repeaters that well. Oh, never mind. I think I just found a cheat code. Cheat code? It looks kind of janky, but it does work. Plus, I can come in here and tune these note blocks. Now I can turn like this, but I think I should go a little bit wider. It's more blocks to place, but it'll give me more wiggle room. Something like that should be pretty good. Whoops, that was the wrong one. I just realized I never told you what song I'm actually making. It's called Left It in the River by an artist named Jamie McDonald, and the only reason I picked it was because it had something to do with underwater. Leave a comment below if you have a different song suggestion I should have used. Okay, so then this duplicates, right? Actually, first, I should add this. Please work. I think it worked. Let's see if I can add a little bit more depth to this, rather than just one single note block. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. How do we get this corner, though? Probably from the outside. Dude, it stinks you can't, like, parkour, because I'm underwater this whole time. Okay, at least this is now working. And believe it or not, it took close to an hour. Oh boy. Alright, next is drums. So I guess it'll have to be a separate one. To start, we've got a bass that's every other one. I gotta tell you though, this placing glass all around these note blocks, it's pretty time consuming. And I probably should have given myself a little bit more room to fit. Okay, that was tedious, but does this work? Yes. It's a bit quiet though. Yeah, the double definitely sounds better. Okay, there's one more drum part that's included in the intro here. And I think it goes right here. It's not pronounced enough. Like, it's too quiet. What other notes do I have to work with? It sounds like a floor tom. So this is the closest thing we have to it. Even making it 3 did nothing. Interesting. Just an absolutely wild idea. When you put wither skulls on note blocks, they make a different sound. So maybe this will work, but not in this case. So what if we just used a snare drum? Would that work? Okay, it is very different, but I want to see if I can find something just a little better. After a couple more tries, I like the sand probably the best, but I want to give it a little bit more oomph. Okay, I'm content enough with that. We can move on. And I'm not saying that because I'm really sick and tired of trying to figure this out. Now right here begins the next part of our song. The lyrics. I'm gonna learn from last time and give myself a little bit more room. I just tried to place a repeater and, well, I'm still underwater. So it's back to creating a glass perimeter around everything. Oh boy. I just came to a really bad realization. This requires half ticks. Well, that's absolutely fantastic. Actually, it might not be as bad as I thought. Doesn't look very streamlined, but it should work. Well, that breaks redstone 101. That part works for now, so let's quickly connect this so we can give it a test run, which could just be a simple case of a well-located redstone stairwell. Well, that looks massive, big, and bulky all at the same time, but let's see if it works. Good news, it works. Bad news, this is 3 ticks too fast. And I can't reach the repeater from here. Maybe it's not 3 ticks off, because that sounded wrong too. Oh, that little sneak. It's all a half tick off. Fantastic. Alright, that does work. Now let's see if we can clone it. And please work. Kind of, I hear a lot of rushing water. Wow, there's a lot that this clone missed. So let's try that again. Okay, with very few exceptions, the second clone did work. And hopefully, things won't be as complicated from here on out. Right? Now this part here is where the notes start changing, but the tempo should be pretty much the same. And if it's not, I'm ignoring that. Oh, that does not sound good. We're gonna have to change the timings after all. Now, I'm very fortunate that I gave myself a little bit of extra room, because I would be hurting without it. Oh, that sounds so much better. It wasn't even really that hard either. One last part here to finish off this verse. Just need to line with this base here. Well, that delay was not enough, so I need to move this entire thing. And I'm glad I checked, because I need to move it over another block. Okay, it doesn't look like a whole lot, but I'm 4 hours in, and a mere 22 seconds into the song. Yay. But we keep moving forward. Now there's one little section between this verse and the chorus. So I guess that's next. And it looks like this is a good time to use the didgeridoo. And while we're at it, let's throw in the bit. I'm not going to say building underwater makes it about 40 times longer, but it's pretty close. Alright, this level's done. Oh yeah, these had to be bass notes too, because they're too low for the piano. Would the didgeridoo sound better? The answer is an absolute no. Okay, top's done as well, but the bad news, they sound terrible together. It's just because both of these are operating on a bass, because this is too low for the piano. And using the pumpkin up here does not help. Adding notes to it, which makes it louder, does seem to help kind of separate it from the bass below. And now our outputs are synced and ready to move on to the chorus. I won't tell you how long that took though. It was very long. Anyway, let's say we get started on the chorus as soon as we connect these two. Oh, wait, I'm smart. So far so good for the drums, I just need a little bit more volume over here. Oops, I just completely miscloned that one. There, it never happened. This extra room may be beneficial, as I'm going to have to be using haptics a lot now. So it's bit and bass we're trying to hold here. So let's figure out the bit first. 14. Oopsie. And the bass also starts at 14. Now here's where the real fun starts. Boy, you want to talk about a bit of a squeeze? Okay, as I hoped, it doesn't overpower the lyrics. So we're good there. Good grief, it's so tight I have to go into spectator mode now. Just to place these blocks. Alright, after shoving that into a giant ball that I can't really get through, what are the notes? All the bits go to 16, and the basses go to 18. Actually, I don't even need these last 4. Praise the Lord. What I do need is a pumpkin. Okay, I think this is done, so let's finish up here and then we can clone it. Now I wanted to fit a guitar down here, but that was not going to happen, so I'm just going to put it up here. Hopefully that doesn't change the sound too badly. Are you okay? Alright. Chorus cloned one more time, and we just need to fix this part here, which is slightly different from the rest. Which starts with a drum fill right here. And another creeper. So this one goes away, this one goes away, this becomes a note, this goes away, and we need to add a half tick here. Then this one goes away, then this becomes a note block, and this one goes away, and this one goes away. This becomes a note block, this becomes a note block, and this becomes nothing, this goes away. This has to go out this way probably. We're making good progress here, but it's starting to sound a little flat. And I really think the flatness is coming from this row here. So I think the best move to do here is remove this row altogether and then start afresh down below. This is going to be absolutely painful, but the drums are synced with the lyrics. Now for the next part. I'm definitely not going to leave this blank. Here is where like backup lyrics are going to go. Let's try this to bring it down. Actually, that does work pretty well. Let's just get the rest of these notes in now. Okay, all of these are finally in place, and well, it just looks a lot better. One last part here, and then the chorus will be done, and then we can really get to just cloning things. Oh yeah, then there's that part down below that we need to redo. Looking forward to that. You know, it's kind of hard to see where you're lining things up when all you see is just water everywhere. And maybe a dolphin. Right. Okay, and then... oh my goodness. Alright, so for an instrument... let's take a gamble with packed ice. Reason being, it holds its note longer than any other block in the game. Wow, that sounded absolutely terrible. Maybe it's because these are on different octaves. Still no, the bit kind of overpowers it. The flute doesn't sound too bad. Let's leave it at that and we can adjust afterward if need be. You know, I try to keep it from getting really tight now, but this is so tight and there's flooding somewhere I don't know where. Aha! Found it. Well, that's a first. It's currently thundering. In the ocean. Yes, this works. Okay, now we can hopefully just clone it over and over and over again. It looks pretty lined up to me. Oh, things go so much faster when you can clone. Okay, now to connect these. And after much trial and error, I replaced the packed ice with the guitar, but kept the lotes no. And after much deliberation and listening, I replaced the packed ice with the wool, but kept the low notes. And it's pretty good. And I think now we can call this beast of a chorus good enough to move on. Just gonna give myself a little bit more room here, because it's time to clone. Maybe I gave myself a little too much room. Okay, I think that's all 3 lines connected. And now that we've hit the second verse, it's time to see what else the author has added. I'm hearing what looks to be the closest thing to a didgeridoo, as well as some piano chords. Something like this should hopefully work. Not quite, it kind of interferes with the lyrics just because it's piano and harp. No, harp and pling, that's what they're called. The point is, they sound pretty much the same anyway. Are you okay? You're like flat out not okay. Okay, now he's moving. Okay, after trying a whole lot of different notes, I do think the piano works the best though. Oh my, we're about to hit the bottom of the world. Just making adjustments here for the second verse and everything is getting tight again. Finishing up the transition to the second chorus here. Okay, I think we're ready to clone the chorus. Clones seem to go pretty good, it's just a matter of connecting it now. And that'll put us all the way to the bridge of the song. Everything's going perfectly here, I just need to replace all these copper bulbs, which I think I now have. Oops, I did miss one. Alright, that chorus is now done, it's on to the bridge. One more chorus, and then we're done. Hope this works. Nope. Take 2. That looks a little bit better. I need to change pretty much every single note for this part, but first I gotta add a few notes here. And the timing's way off because I forgot to change it. So I know this note can go away, and these can go away. Alright, everything is now replaced. I want to try something here if it'll let me swim. Come on. Thank you. Since the harp is just a softer version of the pling, can we use it to extend the pling's note? And the answer in this case is a resounding yes. And now this line is in place, we need to kind of manually add in the other lines because it's very different. Okay, so what do we got here? 2 things. A soft guitar and some background singers going ooh. And there's no drum beat, so just go from here, which will actually make it softer. Okay, the guitar is too high pitched, so I'm going to replace it with wood and give that a try. Alright, that's really good. I'm happy with that. Now the backup lyrics are the same notes, it's just a matter of different instruments. The bit might be up bit too aggressive, so maybe the harp will work better. I think I broke it. Pistons in, time to clone. And I'm sure the clone would work a lot better if I actually connected it. All good, now for part B of the bridge. Oh, this was bound to happen. I need to make my render distance higher so I can load in the part of the song I'm trying to clone. Like that. Okay, I believe I got the drums done, so it's just a matter of figuring out what else needs to go in here. Can you get out? Get out, please. Okay, there's some sort of really high-pitched guitar that the wool can't take, so I'm going to use emerald blocks, and this guy is still chasing after loose redstone. And as per usual, it's the wrong instrument choice. The packed ice is good, but it might still need a bit of extra love. I guess there are backup lyrics in there going, ooh, again. So we can put those in as well. So that would involve breaking out the dirt again. Yes, I am a fan. And with that, this should be good to go. And I am happy with that. Okay, one more course. Let's give ourselves a bit of room and clone this entire chorus and make adjustments as necessary. Now to start this course, there's just a really tiny drum beat that doesn't really consist of much, so we can get rid of some of these note blocks. And we begin to see the introduction of using glass as an instrument. That becomes bass, this becomes bass, then this becomes the snare drum. Oh, I'm wrong. This becomes the snare drum, and this becomes the bass. Drums adjusted, I believe that stays the same, so it's just this little section here. Boy, that looks a lot simpler when there isn't a bunch of note blocks around. Need to add a few more blocks here, because it's the end. They kind of want to have it go on forever. And I need to move this up one, just break these blocks here, and the lyrics are officially done. I'm moving on to the drums next, but there's a big drum fill, and this might take a while. Actually, it's just 5 bass drums in a row, just set at different notes. I'm not going to toot my own horn here, but that lined up perfectly first try, and I'm really proud of that. Thankfully, the rest of the drum beat is definitely not as complicated. And everything is timed up. These 2 layers are done. Just one more to go. Huh, and wouldn't you know, it's the exact same thing. After looking over everything, I'm pretty happy with what we have. So, it's time to hit play.